So take 3. My dog is being very bratty at the moment, so I had to put her out for a few moments while I get a couple videos done. And I say bratty, I mean literally won't behave, bratty, biting, everything like that. So she's young, she's a pup. But it was irritating, and she was being very defiant, so I had to correct her a little bit. So until then, let's get on to the video that I'm trying to get out. And I can get through most of it, then the dog just acts up too much. So this is a response to basically, not even a response, this is just me feeling the urge to do a superhero-based video this week, along with my Star Wars videos, Magic videos, all that, along with all my other videos. And I don't normally do a lot of them, just because I haven't gotten around to really doing a lot of them. I usually do them when they're movie news or trailer related. So, this is 2-part. One, first I was basically asking, whose side are you on in Captain America Civil War? And this stems from an article I read recently where the Russo is basically teasing that the end of Captain America Civil War is not going to be a happy ending. It's going to be, as they described it, if Winter Soldier was a political spy thriller, this is a psychological thriller a bit more. So the whole psyche of the Marvel Universe is going to kind of be warped a little bit, which is a nice little segue to Doctor Strange. And I had to stop and think, I'm like, okay, well, this is Captain America's movie. But I'll be honest, while I sided more with Captain America in the comics Civil War, because the plot was different, because it was dealt with identities and registration as opposed to government control. In this one, in the movie so far, because we have not heard Cap's side of the argument, really. All we've heard was, that's not how I see it, when Tony says, if we don't have accountability, we're not any better than the bad guys. Cap says, that's not how I see it. And the fact he's trying to save his friend Bucky. Apart from that, we haven't heard Cap's side of the story. So right now, honestly, Cap's coming off in the wrong when you actually look at this trailer, how they describe things, everything like that. Cap is really coming off as the guy who's in the wrong here. It's like, because honestly, Ross gives it out perfectly. It's like, you've operated with unlimited control when answering to no one far too long. With no one to basically say, no, you can't do that, basically. And that's how he kind of puts it to him. And they're right. Cap, the Avengers, they have operated with unlimited control. Now, here's my point where, as you can tell, I actually side with Tony on this to a degree. To a degree. The government does not, when you have metahumans involved, you never have 100% control over the metahumans, because you can't have 100% control over them. Or, just super empowered individuals in general. You can't do that. You can't enforce control over them like that. But there needs to be a level of accountability for these individuals. You look at the Battle of New York, that's more S.H.I.E.L.D.'s accountability than anything else. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the one who had the freaking Tesseract. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the one who let Loki in. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the one who kind of mucked things up. In Avengers, or Age of Ultron, no, it's Tony's fault. In fact, that's pretty much all Tony's fault. Well, a little bit of the Hydra for manipulating him too. In fact, if Scarlet Witch had not manipulated him, maybe none of that would have happened, but debatable. Point is, that's pretty much all. It is all Tony's fault, more or less, and that hit home with Tony, and you could see the point he's making, that they need to have some level of accountability. They can't be running free with their actions. And I relate to that more than what this whole. That being said, I relate to the whole protecting your friend, but your friend has committed murders galore. Granted, he was controlled. Arsons, destruction of property. He's done all this horrific stuff, and you're saying because he's your friend, you have to help him. And I agree with that. He should, especially since Bucky seems to have turned over somewhat of a new leaf. But he's regained a bit of himself, so he's got guilt now on his plate. The same as Tony does for the whole Sokovia thing, all that. So I understand trying to protect him, and I understand that point of view from Cap's side, but the rest of it, I need to watch the movie to understand where Cap's coming from before I can really say whether I relate to one or the other more. But right now, I gotta side with Tony on that. I got to. Because he's right. There needs to be some level of accountability for these things. It's like Superman and Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Superman, there needs to be at least a little level of accountability for Superman. He is Kryptonian. He's been there for a while. He is more or less the reason that they came there. So Superman has to have a level of accountability set to him. That's just basically the way it is. And now, as for the ending, that it's going to be a downer ending, there's been a lot of speculation that, not speculation, we're almost certain we're going to get one or two major character deaths. We know Peggy Carter's going to pass away because they did a funeral scene, and that was actually revealed to be Peggy Carter. The trailers are hinting Rhodey's going to bite it, are hinting anyway. Maybe he's just unconscious, but it's hinting that he ain't going to live through this. Now, see, do we follow the original Captain America Civil War storyline where Cap gets blown out, his head blown out? But granted, fake to death. It wasn't really Cap in the book. For those of us who have not read the book, that I'm talking about spoilers. Read it anyway. It's a damn good comic. It's a damn good series. But it's tough to say. I don't think we're gonna see Iron Man bite it. That's the thing. It's interesting to see where we could go. If I were to guess right now, just from everything I'm being given right now, Rhodey is going to die. I think that Rhodey's going to die, and that's going to be a really touchy point for Tony after that. Like, oh, you just killed his best friend. Say what you will about their friendship. Tony's just like, I was your friend too. But Rhodey is his best friend. I mean, they're friends, but Rhodey is Tony's best friend. So, you kill Rhodey, all bets are fucking off, man. All bets are off. And it's clear what happened with Rhodey, too, that Bucky got a hold of him, because it's that same thing where Bucky's trying to rip out the arc reactor in Tony's suit. Clearly that's what happened, or something similar happened with Rhodey. And I don't think it's a high, because we know Chris Evans is signed on to be doing Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. So if he's killed, which is possible, if he's killed, hijinks with the Time Stone are going to get involved, and he's going to be brought back. But I'm going to say it's a low likelihood that he's actually killed. Or if he is killed, it's like Civil War where the kill was fake. But it's tough. The fact of the matter is, it's going to leave everyone in a very sad mindset right now. Or a mindset after it's all said and done. And we're going to be going into Doctor Strange with that. So, good time to get Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in there to lighten the mood a bit. And Spider-Man. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on this. Now, yeah, right now, I got to side with Tony from everything we've seen, because we haven't seen... And it's kind of a not a fair comparison a little bit, because we haven't really heard Cap's side of the argument, apart from, that's not how I see it, and he's my friend. So, yeah, right now I gotta side with Tony. And even if I heard Cap's side of the argument a little bit, at the moment, perfect example is that scene in Age of Ultron where just like, remember when he's talking about, anyone remember when I brought that new game? We're the Avengers, that's the end game. How are you expecting to combat that? Together? We'd lose. Then we'll do that together too. And I'm listening to that, I'm like, okay, I'm all for the whole team, we do this as together thing, but Tony made a legitimate point. Tony makes a very legitimate point. And it's just I'm sorry, that's one of the few things about Captain America, which I was never against Captain America as a character before the movies came out, but ever since the movies come out, I've really gotten to like Captain America a lot more. But it's one of the few things I've never liked about him is that really old school ideology that doesn't, the parts of that ideology, there are parts that still work today and that still should be around today, but there are parts that don't work today, and that whole, we'll do it as a team, we'll fall and die as a team. But I could have made something that would have saved the team and the world had everything gone to plan and just didn't go to plan. And a few things, X factors got in the way. So, sorry, Cap. Right now, I lean towards Tony. I love you as a character, Tony, but Tony's the one we started out with in this whole MCU. So, there's a little bit of nostalgia there. But overall, when I actually hear the arguments placed out, I'm like, No, I agree more with Tony on this. You need to understand there's a limit to what this whole truth, justice, American way, stand for what's right thing, and trust me, the whole stand for what's right thing, I believe that. But Cap lets that just drive him to find him so much that he fails to sometimes see a slightly bigger picture. And that hurts him that doesn't hurt him as a character, that hurts his character in the context of this world. So that's my thoughts on that. I side with Iron Man, but who do you side with? Do you side with Cap right now? Do you side with Iron Man right now? I'm certain my views could change when I actually see the movie. Maybe they don't change. Maybe I can't pick a side, because I've heard a lot of people who've actually seen the movie. Not people I've spoken to, but seen the people online who've actually know people who have seen the movie, all that stuff, that you will be torn on what side you will choose, because both parties apparently make a legitimate point. But we'll get there when we get there on May 3rd or 5th? Early May. I think it's 5th. When Captain America Civil War comes out. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below, let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I got another video to do. I'm going to let my dog back in. Hopefully she'll behave to let me do the other video, but we'll find out. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.